What's good, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jasmine, and today we are continuing the series of my makeup collection, and I'm going to go through all my concealers today, just kind of tell you guys my thoughts on them. At the end of the video, we are going to rank them from worst to best, so stay tuned to see what my rankings are. I have pretty dry under eyes, so I do look for something that hydrates the under eye, and I also look for something that is not going to crease up on me. However, trying to find a concealer that doesn't crease under the eye is like trying to find a freaking needle, not even in the haystack, like a needle in the freaking sand, like in all of the sand beaches of the United States. Like, I feel like it's just so difficult. Like, at some point they do crease, like maybe not immediately, but eventually they'll crease. So I mean, I don't know, but that's mainly what I look for. So I look for something that is not going to crease, something that is hydrating, full coverage. I love a good full coverage, and I love something that doesn't look heavy or feel heavy under the eye, if that makes sense. Those are like mainly my top things that I look for in a concealer, but let's go ahead and get into it. The first concealer, I actually have this in two different colors and two different shades. It's the Revlon Photo Ready Candid, I think that's how you say that, Candid Concealer. Y'all know, bless my heart, I cannot pronounce things to save my life. And I have it the shade Banana, and I also have the shade Fair. I'll be honest, I think I bought these at the swap meet. Like, you know when there's like swap meet vendors that have like makeup, they sell like brand new makeup. I usually sometimes when I go to the swap meet, I'll buy things there if they're a lot cheaper. But anyways, I got these, and I haven't used these in a hot minute, but I want to say I like the shade Banana. Okay, so this is like the shade Banana. No, this is the shade Banana. Hopefully you guys can see it. So Banana, it looks a lot whiter on camera, but it's actually like it's like a yellow, but a little bit of a brightening. So I like it because it like obviously brightens. Oh, and I was about to swatch Banana again. And then this one is Fair. You guys will see the difference. The Fair is a lot like whiter, and then it's like a little bit more of like, it has like a little bit of a peachy undertone. It's gonna be this one right here. So these are drugstore concealers. One thing I do love about these is the applicator. So I love these, like, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's kind of like a curved tip applicator. I love that. And I like the fact that these don't crease super crazy. However, I will say they're okay, but I don't think I'm going to repurchase them. I think I'm just going to finish them up and then use them because there's not anything crazy in terms of coverage. However, they don't crease up crazy or look like super cakey under the eye. So I really do like that. The next concealer is these Kosas Super Creamy Brightening Concealer. And this is actually the mini version. That's why it's super tiny. Let me see. As y'all know, even though I have my little monitor here, I still like struggle with my angles and stuff. So that's why I'd be looking wild, but don't worry, y'all. We will clip it up here for you guys so you guys know what it is. Okay, so this one is actually a high-end concealer. This was a Sephora. This is a mini version, so it's a little bit cheaper, but I want to say, I think this was still like, don't quote me, but I think I want to say it was like $15 or something like that. So even though it's small, I think it was still kind of pricey. Okay, so for one thing, this shade, I hate buying things online because unless I've bought it before, I'm suck at color matching myself online. So as you guys can see, I don't know if you guys can even see that because it's like, hold up. Okay, there we go. That's the best. This shade, as you can see, it's pretty dark. This is actually not a really good shade for me. So it's been kind of hard for me to really love it under the eye when it's actually darker than like probably some of my foundations that I use. So it doesn't really brighten the under eye for me because I got the color that was too dark. I will say, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of this. It is creamy. I do feel like it is creamy because it does say that. However, I feel like it feels kind of thick though under the eye. Like it sets really thick and it creases up like crazy. I remember hearing a lot of people on TikTok rave about this, but I don't know what it is about it. I'm just not really loving it. I usually get the mini versions to try them out, and then if I really like them, I will purchase the big version. But I'm honestly not gonna purchase the big version because I don't really like this, if I'm being completely honest. And I think it's kind of expensive for, I feel like I've gotten some other drugstore concealers that are really good quality and fraction of the cost. Then the next product is these Wet n Wild Mega Last Incognito All Day Full Coverage Concealer. Okay, this actually is not a bad drugstore concealer. It is pretty affordable. Applicator looks like this, just a simple wand. I will say it does crease up on me. Like I was telling you guys, I mean, I haven't really found a concealer that doesn't at all crease up on me, if I'm being completely honest. And I do set it, so don't be acting like it's not because I don't set it, but this does create a little bit of a crease on me. However, I will say for the price, I do like that it's lightweight. It's not really cakey, and I feel like for it to be a lightweight concealer, it does really cover the under eye. Then the next concealer I have is the Beauty Creations Flawless Stay Concealer Full Coverage. I mean, you can't find this at the drugstore, but you can buy this online. And then sometimes you can find them at swap meets. Some people like sell this brand at swap meets, but as it promises, it is a full coverage concealer. And I love that. I love it. I feel like the creasing is very minimal with this, so I don't have a crazy amount of crease. And I just really, really like how full coverage it is. It's really nice to not only do under the eye to brighten up certain areas. I do feel like a part of it sometimes can dry a little bit quickly, so you do have to work with it. And because it is a full coverage concealer, you know, full coverage concealers can sometimes look a little bit cakey if you apply way too much product. So just be kind of careful with how much product you're applying, because it is full coverage, so a little is going to go a long way. And the wand, as you guys can see, has a huge, like, it's kind of the typical like concealer wand that we're used to seeing. So love this. The next product is the L'Oreal True Match Radiant Serum Concealer. And I actually have this in 2 shades. I have it in light N1 and then light medium W4. And I actually haven't even tried these yet, but the wand, I actually am loving this wand. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's a little bit like, it's a little bit more angled than usual. I haven't tried these at all, so I really can't give a lot of details. I will say that I used to love the True Match formulation of products. However, remember I was telling you guys this in my last video with the True Match foundation. I feel like they changed the formulation, so hopefully they didn't do that with the concealers, but that might have been the case. Then the next product is the Physicians Formula Natural Dense Total Coverage Concealer with sunscreen, and this has SPF of 30. So this one is a drugstore concealer. Okay, one thing I don't like about this is the cap is a little wonky to get off, but it is one of those that has like a little sponge. I will be honest, I'm not a big fan of these products that have sponges like that. I just feel like they are a like breeding ground for bacteria. Not that your girl is like super, you know what I mean? Because I just feel like they're a little bit of a breeding ground for bacteria, so I don't like them. I also don't really like this one, you kind of push up and then it dispenses. I don't know, I just feel like this is kind of hard to work with when you're applying it under the eye. I don't really like the applicator. It did crease up on me quite a bit, like a lot more than I would like, so I didn't like that. It is a more of a lightweight, like it's more of a light coverage concealer, and it had more of like, it felt a little bit more on the watery side, so I didn't really like that. I like something a little bit more full coverage than this. And last but not least, I have the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. Okay, this is actually the one that I have under my eye today and the one that I've been using a lot. So it is a drugstore one, so we love that. I do like the like regular like wand applicator that it has. This is very, very full coverage. It is very full coverage. However, I feel like it does crease up a little bit more than I would like. I think it's because it's like more of like on the, I feel like this is more on like the matte side, because I've tried the one that's like the hydrating one and I really like that and I didn't feel like it creased up. But this one, because I feel like it's a little bit more on the matte side, I think that's why it creases up. It's full coverage, so love that. But it dries up really fast, so you do have to work with this really quickly. What I do is I put some right here and here, and I do one eye and then work on that eye and then press it down with some pressed powder, and then I move on to the next eye. Because if you know how when you're normally doing like your concealer, you normally put it like right here, 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 and then you like blend everything out. If you do that with this, you're not gonna have enough time to blend everything out. It's gonna dry unless you're like speed human and can work really quickly with your hands. I'm not, so just keep that in mind that this will like, you know, dry up really quickly. However, I will say we're mainly talking about under the eyes, but I will say something that I absolutely love about this. I love to use this to carve out my brows, use it every single time to carve out my brows, and to use it as like a base for eyeshadow. Absolutely love this, because if you have oily eyelids or anything like that, which I do, this will matte them out and will just create a beautiful, like almost like a base for your eyeshadow to go on. So definitely would recommend it for that. Anyways, so those are all the concealers. We're gonna go ahead and rate them, what my personal preferences are, which ones I think are the worst, and then which one is the best. I have 7 concealers total, so we are gonna put the 7th spot. I'm gonna put the L'Oreal True Match one. The only reason I'm putting this in the 7th spot is because this is brand new in my collection. I have yet to try it, so not fair to put it higher up in the scale if I haven't even actually tried the product, but hopefully I like it. Then in the 6th spot, we are going to put the Physicians Formula Natural Defense Total Coverage Concealer. Biggest points as to why it's being least, why I don't really like it, is it's too lightweight for me and the applicator is a no-go. I hate sponge applicators, so yeah. Then we are going to put in the 5th spot the Kosas Super Creamy Brightening Concealer. I just think this is overhyped for the price and I feel like it creases up really quickly, so I don't really like that. Then in the 4th spot, we are going to put the Wet n Wild Mega Last Incognito Full Day Coverage Concealer. This isn't bad for a drugstore concealer, however, I have other favorites, and I do still feel like this does crease up under the under eye, so for that reason, it's going to be a number 4. And then top 3 concealers, the Revlon Photo Ready Candid. I do like the banana shade, and I love the unique applicator that this has. It's a little bit more of like a little, I don't know how to explain it. I like the unique applicator and I really do love the banana shade. I feel like it is very brightening under the eye. And my top 2, so for my first one, it's going to be the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. I'm going to put this in the 2nd spot because although it can dry up quickly, it is great full coverage. It is great for the price that you are getting, and I love using this to carve out my brows. And last but not least, in first place is the Beauty Creations Flawless Stay Concealer Full Coverage. And this is going to be in the 1st spot just because I absolutely love how full coverage it is. I think you're getting a great product for the price. Like, it's pretty affordable for the amount of coverage that it's giving, and it wears beautifully on the skin. Okay guys, those are actually all the concealers that I have. I don't have a lot of concealers. A lot of my favorite concealers I'm out of right now. So these are kind of just been concealers that I've had in my collection or new ones. Like the new ones that I bought are the L'Oreal True Match that I'm waiting to try. But yeah, go ahead and comment below what are your favorite concealers, because I'm looking to try some new concealers. I really want to try the Huda Beauty concealer. I've heard really good things, so that's like, I'm eyeballing that. I've also heard things about the Charlotte Tilbury one, but I've heard kind of mixed things about it, so I'm not really sure if I want to try that one. I do want to try also the Estee Lauder Double Wear. And then do you guys remember like the MAC like Pro Long Wear concealer? I used to love that back in the day. I want to try that again. And I also want to try again the Makeup Revolution because I used to love that concealer, so I definitely want to try that. My like go-to concealer that I don't have in the collection right now, but if in case you're wondering, you want to try a really good concealer, I swear by the e.l.f. Hydrating Concealer. It's similar to this one. It looks similar. It just has a white cap. Super affordable. Love it. I definitely would recommend. So I know I don't have that right now because I'm out of it, but if you're looking for concealer, please try that, because if you have like dry under eyes, you're gonna love it. So yeah guys, those are all the concealers that are in my collection and my thoughts on which ones are my favorites and which ones I kind of rank a little bit more on my non-favorites. Like I said before guys, if you guys have any recommendations for some good concealers, go ahead and let me know in the comments below, whether that's drugstore or high-end concealers. I'm always going to try new makeup so that I can let you guys know my thoughts. And if you like more videos like these, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button at the bottom for me to help your girl get to 300 subscribers, because we're almost there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you guys next week with another video. Bye guys.